Hey everyone, I just want to give a quick thank you to all of our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/Karstcast. If you're looking for a great way to support the podcast, if you yourself are a consistent listener, I suggest becoming a patron. You get exclusive access to bonus episodes, Q&As, shoutouts at the end of every episode, you've heard them, and much, much more. I mean, this Monday we're doing a Patreon hangout on Zoom. So if you want to get in on the fun, go to patreon.com/Karstcast and enjoy the episode.
Karstcast. My name is Jeff. I watch movies sometimes.
And I'm Karsten. I also watch movies sometimes. You're listening to the Karstcast Moviecast.
Hello, welcome to the 74th episode of the Karstcast Movie Cast. Jeff,
Mixing up how you pronounce movie cast.
Yeah,
I
just
like it.
spacing them out in different ways. Which two small states are surrounded by Italy?
That would be San Marino and Vatican City.
There we go.
Boom.
Gonna be a great episode today. Yep.
Yeah, I know that one because Vatican City, everyone kind of knows that one. San Marino has their own soccer team.
Oh,
So they play in World Cup qualifiers.
damn.
And they just get annihilated every game.
So yeah, wow, that's sad.
Because no one lives there, so they just,
Right.
just get destroyed, like
Aw.
7-0 every game.
Poor guys.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Speaking of sports, not to immediately draw away our fan base this fast, but you you were really excited about a hockey game today? You were watching a hockey game of sorts?
Okay, yeah, but I mean the Tampa lost. So,
Oh, okay. So bad news. Okay, well then we'll move on.
Yeah, but okay, here actually there is a quick interesting anecdote that is genuinely interesting.
Cool.
So this is a 7-game series. It's the first
Right.
of like the playoffs. The playoffs are weird this year because of coronavirus.
Yep.
But this is the first round of like the normal playoffs.
Of course.
And it's best of 7. And in game 1, 2 days ago at the time of recording, Tampa and the team they were playing, which is Columbus, played in the 4th longest game of all time. Because
Wow.
in the playoffs, instead of having like a finite ending of the game like the regular season, they just keep playing until someone scores. So a normal hockey game is 3 periods long.
Everybody knows that.
This game went into the 8th period.
Good God. That's over double.
Yeah, it was almost triple.
Jesus Christ.
It was like 2.5 games long, and it took over 6 hours.
Damn.
So like 2 days ago, I was just watching it all day. That was like my day.
That's a good way to spend the day, though.
Yeah, especially because they won that game. So.
Yeah, the longer it goes on, the better it'll feel at the end. Whoever
If you
wins.
win.
Yeah, or the worse.
It feels way worse if you lose.
Yeah. Anyways,
But they won, so that was a good day.
Yeah. I can enjoy, I will say hockey's like my favorite sport to watch. They were my favorite games to go to, but I will like never, it's just a thing that part of my personality, couldn't care less if my team wins or not. I don't know why, I just don't have that attachment, but.
Well, also, to be fair, the NHL team
Wild.
that's closest to you is the Wild, and they have like the least personality of any franchise in
They do, they're
any
just
sport in
the
the world.
Wild.
They're just
Yeah.
there.
Like when I used to go to the games, they hyped us up as like Minnesota being the state of hockey, which it is. Like the best players in the NHL come out of Minnesota. Let me
No,
just
they
say
come
that.
from Canada. The best
Well-
American players come from Minnesota,
Yeah. Okay. Well, the
which
best.
are a step below Canadian players. They're actually
Yeah.
also worse than Swedish players, which I'm wearing a Swedish soccer jersey.
I was gonna
right
say I
now.
really like that.
This
that
is
jersey
this has been a really sports heavy introduction to this.
so far.
So we probably should just leave it at that and
yeah.
move on.
Well, this is sort of sports related, but today I got skateboarding legend Tony Hawk's burrito from Chipotle.
Okay, yeah.
It's like,
how was that?
It was really good. Here's the thing with Chipotle, I guiltily enough just don't branch out from my usual order. Like I get the chicken, white rice, black beans, mild, lettuce, cheese, and sometimes guac if I'm feeling it. And so this was different because I had to go to the hot salsa. And I'm not that great with spicy foods, but I could handle it. But it was hot.
Yeah, I mean, if Tony recommends it,
If Tony,
you got to give it a shot.
anything for the Hawk, right? It was good. It was good. I'm glad it didn't have any sour cream on it because that's an instant burrito ruiner for me.
Yeah. The Hawk is also Dustin Hoffman's nickname in Ishtar.
Oh, yeah. So we could be talking about anybody. They should give his specific character his own burrito.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, so that was good. Do you go to Chipotle often, or?
Almost never. Like, when I had classes at DePaul downtown, there was the Chipotle in the same building.
Yep. That's the one I frequent.
So that was really the only time I would ever go, if it was like DePaul related.
Right. The very first time I got recognized was in that Chipotle, and then I got recognized another time, but it was while I was like just demolishing a burrito, and it was not the ideal state to be in. Mm-hmm. Someone was like, "Oh really, my god." Yeah.
Yeah, you just know that your fans are really into Chipotle.
Yeah. That's the dude. I hate that's the part I'm most happy about graduating is that I don't have to eat on the Loop campus anymore during prime lunch hours because it's like you're always alone because it's class. You're just grabbing a quick bite, but you're either scarfing down Jimmy John's or Chipotle. Panda Express is a little on the outskirts of the campus near the museum.
It's near like the Russian tea restaurant that I've never gone to.
No one's ever been there. It's so weird. But that one I feel a little bit safer in. And also, like, if you see somebody, like, they're safe. There's a mutual... But Chipotle, for some reason, it's a bit more embarrassing. But, yeah.
Very chrome, the interior of Chipotle.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's like a prison, kind of.
It does feel like that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that Panda Express isn't much better. That's a very dark gray Panda.
But the food is Panda Express.
You know what? I will say, like, it is Panda Express, but that is one of my least favorite Panda Expresses I've ever been to. They fuck up way more than they should.
Right.
Anyways.
It's all about the one on Addison in California. That's the Panda Express.
That's the
one.
Oh, wait.
It's the one next to the Target.
The one next to... Yeah. Dude. Oh, my God. Wait. I remember one day, because that was... Well, it doesn't matter now. That was like kind of close to my old apartment. And one day I was craving Panda Express, and that was the closest one, so I biked there, and it's way farther than I thought.
Oh, so no, that's a far bike.
It's a far bike.
I live 2 blocks from your old apartment, so I went there all the time. That's not a bikeable.
It's not a bikeable distance, and you have to get on like the main road, like Addison, at its like, and there's no bike lane, so it's just all for.
And then you have to bike back like
with
full
Panda
of Panda Express.
Really awful experience.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, after that I never biked there again.
I never biked, like, full stop.
Oh, no. No.
I actually threw my bike in the dumpster.
Yeah, I called it quits. Anyways, but that is true. That is a great Panda Express. I broke my vegetarianism like 1 year ago to that Panda.
Yeah.
Fully worth it.
I had okay, this is bad because I forget the name of the employee, but one of them remembered my name and would always be like, "Hey Jeff, what's up?"
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the third different Panda Express where someone has remembered my name. Yeah.
See, that I would like to be on those terms, because instead it's like all 3 of those restaurants in the Loop, they all know me. I would assume I all know them. And but we're just, I don't think they like me that much. I just give
What
up.
if you just always went to the same restaurant and you pretended that the reason they remembered you was from YouTube and not just because you always went there?
I'm like, we get it. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw my fur video.
My fur. I know. I get it. Give me one less veggie spring roll. I don't care. It's fine. Anyways, can we get a beverage check? Because you...
Yeah, well, I actually have 2.
Oh.
You didn't know. You thought I only had 1.
You always come with more than one beverage.
Yeah, I almost had 3, which that was too many. But I got the Blue Moon iced coffee, which I think we've talked about this briefly before.
We have.
But just to recap, this is actually surprisingly good.
Okay.
Yeah, because PBR also makes a alcoholic coffee.
Yeah.
And it is terrible. It's an abomination.
I think that is the 5th time, no joke, that you have bashed the PBR iced coffee on this podcast.
It's
so funny.
One of the worst beverages I've ever had in my life.
Wow. I don't know.
Anyways, my second beverage,
Yeah.
a Coke.
Is a Coke. Yep.
It's all about caffeine today,
All
baby.
about that caffeine. I legitimately, because I love iced coffee and I love Blue Moon, I'm going to have to give that a shot. If I can find it in Chicago, I'm assuming I can.
Yeah.
I just have normal coffee in it's just
Nice.
black
In
coffee.
an Iowa
In an
mug,
Iowa, yeah. Oh, man.
which is not either of the states that you live in.
No, but toast out to all of my any Iowa Cedar Rapids listeners. They got hit. I have cousins that live
Yep.
there, and they got hit with a bad tornado. So this is tribute.
It's unfortunate.
You know? Yeah. Anyways, but I will say on this topic though, these are my favorite things. These Starbucks collectible cups, where they have different designs for each like state or location. I have a Florida one that I drink through from all
nice.
the time. It's a nice one, but.
Did
Yeah.
I ever tell you about how all of the glasses that I own are Coca-Cola like colored ones from McDonald's? Because McDonald's for about a 3-week period of like years ago, like maybe 7 years ago, they had a promotion where if you bought any meal, they would just give you one of these free glasses.
That's so
And
nice.
So I just decided if I just go there like once every couple days, I can get a full set of glasses. So I have like a dozen glasses, and those are my glasses.
See, that's really nice. And McDonald's used to have things like that, and Burger King, where they like just gave a random shit, and it was good shit for the most part.
Yeah.
I remember having like a Shrek one, but then my mom was like, "Don't drink out of that. It's probably got like chemicals on it." And I was like, "Yeah, you're probably
Yeah,
right."
and these are like the ones I have are actual glasses. They're not
Yeah.
like plastic. So
Yeah, that's what this. Yeah, it's like a real
Yeah.
glass. But yeah, sorry if
I think. Oh yeah, you go.
no, I could hear my dogs barking, so I was gonna apologize if that was audible. But
Oh,
I think
well, I was just thinking that this whole intro it reminded me of that podcast that people listen to go to sleep,
Yep.
where we just go off on a bunch of tangents and none
Random
of it
shit.
is like important enough for you to really pay attention
Right.
and listen to.
Yep.
So I think that for the people that do use this podcast to fall asleep,
We just gave you the
this
best
is our best
episode.
one ever.
Yep.
Like
We
they're not even
started
hearing this
with
because they're
sports.
already out.
Yep. But at the same time, I feel like this was the most Karstcast intro we've had yet, where it's like a little sports talk, like a food chain, which honestly, let's not get too deep into it because we have a question related to food chains today, and beverages. So
Yeah.
yeah, we really killed it today.
Me just recapping the whole vibe is a good segue
Exactly.
into actually getting into the film.
Into the film. Today, we're talking about An American Pickle.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because for a second I forgot what film we were talking about.
If I was like, today we're talking about the Godfather trilogy.
I'm like,
You have time, yeah.
I've never seen any of the Godfather films.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one, and I completely forgot what happened, so I need to rewatch it now.
So I actually own the Godfather trilogy on Blu-ray. A few years ago, I think that it was my parents, and they just like gave it to me,
Right.
but I haven't opened it.
Oh.
So I have an unopened Godfather Blu-ray trilogy.
We could do the Godfather trilogy sometime for an episode, and you could
Yeah.
really put that thing to use.
Right.
Cool.
And
Anyways.
you can make a video essay.
Yeah. I mean, I could, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, An American Pickle. This is a 2020 movie. You've probably heard of it. Directed by Brandon Trost, starring Seth Rogen. And the synopsis reads, preserved in pickle brine for 100 years, an Orthodox Jewish factory worker wakes up in New York City and tracks down his great-grandson. He's played by Seth Rogen. Both guys.
Yeah, I know this. When you say that starring Seth Rogen, it's really starring Seth Rogen.
Yeah. You told us you were like way ahead of the curve with this one. Because I remember you told me about it and sent me the trailer back when like the trailer first dropped. And as someone who's like in touch with like film Twitter and film news, it's like nobody was really talking about it when the trailer dropped. But I was like, this looks really interesting and fun.
Yeah, it was in the Jewish newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't. I made that up. I don't get a Jewish newsletter.
I was like,
But it's a
okay.
very Jewish movie.
It is a very Jewish movie, yeah. But I remember really liking the trailer. And also, like, even from watching the trailer, didn't know, like, a lot about it. There were tons of surprises. And
Yeah, it was... Honestly, definitely the trailer misleads you a bit on the tone of the film.
Yeah, totally.
Because when you first hear about the film, you think this is going to be the lightest film ever.
Right.
And then when you watch the trailer, you're like, wait, is this film like kind of dark?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you watch the movie and you're like, actually, this is just kind of like somewhere in between,
Yeah.
but like leaning towards fairly light.
Yep.
Because the trailer really like emphasized the darker parts of the film for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Which
This is
was
like
a bit of a weird choice.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a weird amount to say about this. It's okay. Yeah, anyways. I had like a whole video on Seth Rogen where I talked about why he's, and I don't think he like did that much writing in this, but the video was on his writing. But like he typically does like the stoner comedy type of thing.
Right.
And this is not a stoner movie.
Yeah,
it's just like a mature stoner movie. Like
Right. It's like a stoner, but they're trying to like reflect more on their actual value set rather than just trying to be funny for the sake of it being a stoner film.
right. It's a stoner film of 2020 where weed is very like the norm and legal in big cities, and just it's which is why it feels like kind of different. Like this does not feel at all, at least Seth Rogen's performance, like as like immature or childish as like what he used to do.
Okay, he was very good as the Eastern European 100-year-old guy.
Yes, agreed.
He was not playing, because you could definitely have seen him playing that as like a complete, like, okay, that you could see that being kind of like what happened to Christoph Waltz in Big Eyes. Where it just becomes like a caricature.
Yeah.
And it totally could have been that film with the premise where it was
Right.
just this like off the wall stupid thing where the modern guy has to like run around trying to like solve all the problems of the old guy just doing a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And that's not what this film is.
No. That's what I thought it would be. It
Right.
started off, because it started off really good and I really loved it. But it also started off like kind of predictable. I was like, okay, this is everything I thought would happen. He's there. They're trying to hit it off. Now there's a conflict.
Even the jokes in the beginning were pretty predictable, but I still was like in it. I liked it. Like I think the most predictable Rule of Threes joke that's ever happened was the shovel joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like so I'm not gonna like ruin what the actual joke is, but just like how the payoff of that joke was something where like 5 seconds before it happened, I was like, this is what the joke is, and I'm like, yep. It still was kind of funny, but
no, yeah, totally. That's the thing. It's like none of this was. There's one scene that I think we would agree is like I actually don't know if I want to spoil it. But there's a certain actor who I know we both love. He has a thing on Netflix.
Yes.
And
I know exactly what you're talking about. That scene
so unexpected.
It's so unexpected. And it's also so funny just because of who he is.
Yeah. It seems like something out of his show.
Yeah, it really did. Because I think that he can really only act that way.
Yeah. Everything about it, like, and they had to use like a specific type of like look for it for the courtroom, and it just the color palette. It seemed like something out of his show for like a minute, and I was like, this is amazing. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, what I will say is this movie just is like 5 different movies.
It really is. It's such a strange movie because there really are actual things that they're trying to say.
Yeah,
and it's like, making all these statements on kind of like what family means in like in modern times versus like it's the evolution of what family means to like a person, and also like solitude. I mean but then there's also all these completely ridiculous, like unbelievable dumb comedy bits.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very odd film, and I didn't expect it. I literally thought this was just going to be a silly, like Palm Springsy, like comedic sci-fi like what if this happened thing. I literally forgot about the pickle thing until the pickle pops up like halfway through. And I'm like, oh, that's why it's called an American. At that point, I was like, this is literally first cow also.
Well, I mean, I think it's... my thought was it was called an American pickle because I mean, obviously it's a double entendre, but the actual guy himself is a pickle because he gets pickled.
Yeah, that's true.
But then also it's an American pickle as in like a pickle as in, like you're stuck between two things.
Yeah, I was going to say he got himself in a pickle,
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a double entendre.
Yeah.
So I don't think you really need to wait halfway through the film to figure out the title.
I didn't. Yeah, that's true. I didn't realize how many different ways the title worked. It's a good title. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me ask you this. Are you a big pickle guy, Jeff?
I am. I love pickles.
Really? Okay.
I will say that in the last month, I've probably eaten an average of like 2 pickles a day. But they're pickle spears, so it's really about half a pickle a day.
Wow. That's a lot of pickles. I'm not going to lie. As someone, I don't like pickles. They ruin a sandwich unless it's a chicken sandwich. They ruin most burgers, though. I will say.
Okay, I like pickles on burger. I just like pickles. All
right.
But I generally eat pickles by themselves.
Okay. See, I'm just like, so they always are so strong in burgers and hot dogs that I'm like, and that only applies to Chicago dogs.
Yeah.
But
there aren't. Well, yeah. I mean, Chicago dogs, they just take the whole spear on top of the hot dog.
Yeah. And
I think it
works.
Like, I think it works too. Yeah, for sure.
Works way better than the jalapenos. In my opinion.
I'm just into pickles. I don't know. I mean, it is like a big facet of, like Jewish delis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think there probably is some. I mean, I guess they were saying that in the film. I don't really know if I know the full extent to how much Jews like pickles, but
yeah, gotcha. What I will say is this movie made me want a pickle. It like even
there's not one of the pickles in the reclaimed jars.
No. You know what? No, but that was it when they first sniffed it and the guys were talking and they were like, "Oh, I can feel it in like the back of my throat." I was like, I know they're like insinuating that it's gross, but I kind of want to try it. It's like a Panda Express orange chicken type of thing where it's so strong.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the closest thing I can compare to pickles, and which is why I can see their appeal. Like it's a very sweet kind of I don't know. But I'm going to give them a shot now cuz they did look really good in this movie.
Pickles are good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say go for it.
Okay. What if I turn out to be allergic? And I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah. I'm just like, so special episode here. Turns out Karsten was allergic, and we're replacing him.
Yeah.
Keeping the name though. Too much brand recognition, and we
Definitely
already printed the hats.
Maybe. Karstcast. Yeah. Karstcast does not ring at all.
An American Karstcast.
Yep. I did figure out I'm pretty allergic to apples. My dad got this. It's honestly like a nightmare situation. We went to my cabin for a weekend. That's why I came home. And my dad got this apple pastry thing. So I had one morning, and I didn't like, my throat didn't swell up, but I was having awful like sneezes and allergies, and it lasted for like 7 hours. And I was like, I'm going to assume that was the pastry. So I'm going to stay away from those now.
Yeah. Probably go get like a scratch test.
Yeah. The thing is, I got tested for apples because I always get really itchy when I eat like plain apples. And the guy was like, yeah, you're never going to die, but you're going to be really uncomfortable. So I was like, okay.
You know what? If you already made that connection that you get really itchy when you eat apples, you're probably allergic.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's usually just like raw, like plain apples. And this was in a pastry, so I was like, it's probably been through some shit. But it apparently it was enough.
Saying it like it's probably been through some shit.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like it's just
jail
like it's been through like war.
That apple's seen some things.
Damn, you look at some applesauce. Damn, this apple's been through some shit.
It's been in some dark places.
This apple's got messed up.
An American apple. Yeah. Well, anyways, what was I gonna say? Okay. This film aesthetically is so pleasing sometimes. Like definitely the first half. Past like once he gets to modern day, it just looks great. It's a really good color palette.
I like the color palette.
Yeah, like the dark gray, like kind of
it's kind of like
grainy.
Yeah. It's kind of like a bit like neutral, like they kind of lower the saturation a bit.
Yeah. It's really pleasing to the eye. There's like the one conversation that just stood out to me where it was between the grandson, like modern day Seth Rogen, and he was with like Jorma, and they were talking about his app. And they're just like it looks great. It doesn't look the way a typical conversation would be shot. But anyways, and the sounds. Okay, like Seth Rogen's voice, like the accent he does and like his bassy voice, it just is really nice to the ears. So
it sounds like we're reviewing this for people who listen to podcasts to go to sleep. It's like we're reviewing movies just to see if you could fall asleep while listening to them.
Yep.
There's probably a niche that is like good because there probably are movies that are good for falling asleep to.
Right.
Maybe that should be our new project.
Yeah. I this would be a good movie to fall asleep. Well, not really. I don't know. First Cow. While I love First Cow, if you
that's a great film to fall asleep.
Yeah,
to.
if you shut your eyes to it, I'd imagine you're out. You know, the soundscape and like, yeah.
Yeah, this film though, the length of it, it was really interesting because it is that like perfect like 88 minutes or whatever comedy length. But I kind of wanted like a little bit more.
I definitely wanted a bit more, just because of how much it switches up its style. Like I would have liked it to sit on the certain style a bit longer, or really because at one point, and I'm sure I'm not the first one to point this out, and it's actually like really obvious I think in the movie, but like it seems like one giant statement on like Donald Trump, kind of, and like his like this guy is Donald Trump. And I wish they like pushed that a bit farther, because there was just the one scene where he's doing the debate. And I wanted him to see like, I was like, oh my God, is he gonna be president? It would have been so funny if they just ran with it and he became like a huge deal. But yeah, I really like that aspect of it, even though it's like kind of like cheesy and on the nose. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, the thing is that there was quite a few parts of this film that were on the nose, but it was still done in a way where I didn't really mind it. Like it kind of it worked.
Totally. Like it's very stupid intentionally.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know that this film was filmed in Pittsburgh?
No shit. I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. You're like, okay, I could see, because they just use like some like New York City, like in Brooklyn, like exterior shots, but like
it seems a bit homier than well, I guess it takes place in Brooklyn. Yeah. That's crazy, though. That actually, wow, that's funny. It's cool.
Especially because it's just a film that's so much about New York as well.
Yeah. I love that.
So that was just an interesting fact.
No, yeah, for sure.
There wasn't really a lot to add on to that after me stating it.
No.
It was more of just like
interesting fact. You're not getting that with other podcasts.
You're not getting that. Okay, I also love the scene when they were explaining the process of like how he got pickled for 100 years.
Oh yeah.
And they just like cut away and they're like, yeah, and the science like made sense and everyone agreed.
And everybody was like, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, I will say it made no sense that he like fell into the
and
thing,
then no one noticed.
And everyone just left. I was like,
yeah, it looked like the ending of like a choreography for like a theater song.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
everyone,
it
like,
could have been in a Broadway musical.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is based off of something.
Yeah, a true story.
Yeah. Nobody ever talks about it. It's written by based on Sellout by Simon Rich. I think it's a book.
It's a short story, I believe.
Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. It could be this would be a good Dr. Seuss book. Now that I think about it.
I mean, Dr. Seuss doesn't normally have a lot of humans in as the.
No, but like just replace these with.
You think that it could rhyme? Well, how would you rhyme this? Like, do a quick Dr. Seuss rhyme based on this.
He
I just.
when
I mean, you know, if you're gonna do if you're gonna claim it's Dr. Seuss, you have to have at least one rhyming.
I can't come up with anything. Usually, I'm good with rhymes.
We'll just start with pickle and try to.
No,
use that as
I
your
immediately my first thing was pickle, but then I was like, what rhymes with pickle?
sickle.
Sickle. Oh, he started selling pickles just to make a few nickels, and they shut his business down.
And called him a clown.
They called him a clown. Tried to kick him out of town.
Now you're like, this is like a song.
I know. I was like, this borders on being like a rap.
Because initially the way you phrased it sounded like, I forget the type of rhyming structure for like the poem, but it sounded like the Nantucket
Yeah.
poem. Like, there once was a pickle from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. I was gonna say something else. This does do something that like it's just irritating. There's this like subgenre of things, and it reminds me of like Master of None, or like I don't know if you've ever seen High Maintenance. I was just watching it.
I actually seen a couple episodes of the web series, not the show.
Yeah. Where it's like they're really great and they just depict like normal life, but it's just like very typical like Brooklyn hipster lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like making fun of it, but it's also like so, I don't know, like a bunch of the screenshots of the blogs and things, they're like, I can't tell if it was making fun of it, but I was just like, it just comes across so like BuzzFeed. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely was on purpose.
Yeah.
You know,
because
I do see what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like highlighting the differences between like obviously 100 years ago and now, and that's like the most different you can be as an app developer.
Yeah.
But I mean, it definitely again was one of those elements of the film that was very on the nose.
Yeah. But it still worked for the most part. It wasn't just felt
You know,
pointing
interestingly,
it
unrelated to that, but I mean related to the film. My great grandfather was also a Jew from Eastern Europe.
Oh.
But they came instead of 1919. They came to America in 1912.
Whoa. Almost there.
But they lived for a super long time, so I actually knew them.
Damn. That's cool that you knew your great...
Yeah, they were really cool.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they were actually they were a bookie for the Jewish mafia.
Why does that... is that the first time you brought this up? I feel like you've told me that
I think I brought
before.
up one other time.
Yeah.
I think I did.
In that exact same delivery. Like, very...
Yeah. It's just like, it was a thing, but, you know.
Yeah. Interesting.
But they were incredibly smart.
Nice. Cool. Well, what are we feeling for a rating? Are we jumping ahead of ourselves here, or?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's... I don't know, because it's... Talking about this film, I feel like you could... You know, the way we're talking about it is fairly surface level as per our normal standards.
Yeah.
But I think if you really wanted to, there's specific elements of this film you could really jump into. Mm-hmm. Because it is more interesting than the premise first makes it seem like it would be.
Totally. There's like way more to say about like grief in it than I expected.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also religion, where, you know, I mean, it's... And family, it's a good fairly
film.
Deep film for the premise, which I mean makes sense. You're hiding these themes in the literal dumbest premise imaginable.
Yeah, it's what
Judd
Apatow...
even tossing aside. Yeah, they're even tossing aside like the science on purpose just to show how stupid of an idea it is. They're like, you know, this doesn't make sense, and we know this doesn't make sense. Like, we're not hiding that. That's not what the film's about. Mm-hmm. Just go with it. Yeah,
totally. Huh. You know what? I would happily rewatch this, which I feel like...
I mean, it's such an easy watch.
Yeah. I don't think it's as good as Palm Springs, but I am more compelled to rewatch this than I am that movie. Just because it feels like it has a little bit more spice to its... the voice.
And also, throughout, I think there's more nuance, where Palm Springs is so much better, I think, on the first watch, because
Yeah.
the outcome is something it's more about the outcome, I think, than the journey in Palm Springs. Where this is more about the journey.
Yep. Good idea. Or good point. So what time of day are we feeling?
I think 5 p.m.
Okay. I was going to go 8 p.m.
No, I could totally. That was my
Yeah.
second choice.
Okay, cool. I would also go 5 p.m. as my second choice. So we just kind of,
We're simpatico.
Yeah. And as for a score, I originally was thinking 3 out of 5 because I thought it was like just super messy and a little like too much on its own plate. But you know what? I think I'm gonna bump it up a 3.5, just because I kind of like this movie.
Yeah, I know,
really
that's the thing. I
enjoy
really
it.
do like this movie.
Yeah.
I like that it exists. It's
Yes, exactly. I love the tone.
Yeah, it just feels like going into it, you're so sure that it's gonna be something and it ends up not being that. Mm-hmm. And my brain, even thinking about it, feels like it should be a film that has a lower rating. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't feel like it should be a good film. It feels like it's like a dumb comedy, but it's not that dumb.
Yeah, and I'll be the first to say it. I feel maybe I'm the first to say it, but I don't know about a win. But Seth Rogen should at least be nominated for best comedy actor at the Golden Globes.
Is that a category?
Yeah, they split it up into comedic and drama. It's weird.
That makes sense, to be honest.
Yeah. But anyways,
Yeah, I agree for sure.
cool. Because it's like,
Especially because he's two characters.
what if he got nominated for 2 different nominations, but for the same movie? That'd be the first.
That would be, I mean, that would be a smart move on the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Just because you would get so much press for that.
Right. Cool. I guess.
And then what if he wins for the Eastern European guy?
Yeah. Cool. Well, what were you feeling for a score?
Yeah. Like, I think I want to give it a 4. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I should, though.
Hey,
It's
man,
3.5 or 4 for sure.
This is your score.
You know what? I think it's the most Jewish mainstream movie that I've ever seen that wasn't about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go 4. We're going
Wow.
4.
There we go. A 4 for An American Pickle.
Actually, Five Goes West. That's the other one. It's an American Tale.
Yeah.
So it's an American
Tale.
Pickle and an American Tale.
An American Tale. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, this movie.
You should make a Five Goes West and an American Tale like video essay.
Oh yeah, it'd
All
be
you
a
have to do
huge
is
hit.
I think it would, to be honest. I think that if you just have like, this is the movie about a mouse called Fievel Mouskowitz.
Instant clicks. Yeah.
Yeah. Just if you have Fievel Mouskowitz in the title, that's getting 500,000 views.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That's the baseline.
Of course. Anyways, this this movie is available on HBO Max if anyone wants to check it out. It's the first.
I think it's in theaters in some countries.
Really? Dude, I was also thinking that I would love to see this in theaters. It seems like a good
someone
movie.
on Twitter, that's what they said, that like in the UK it was in theaters.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind. Anyways. Someone was like making fun of us for picking this, but I didn't know why. I didn't know what the...
It's a pretty relevant movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Moving on, though. That's An American Pickle.
That could have been the name of our podcast.
Yeah, An American Pickle. And then when this came out, we were been like, they copied us. Okay. Today we have some questions from the Karstcast subreddit. My mom just texted me. She's like, is our TV too loud? It wasn't, but that was the thing that...
I was hoping that your mom texted you a question.
Yeah.
That we could answer.
For...
Wait. So, okay, well, I guess actually I can't answer that. I haven't heard it, so no, the TV is not too loud.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Karsten's mom.
Thanks,
for that
Mom.
Question.
Yep. These come from the Karstcast subreddit. You already know what we have to say about that. This first one comes from Golden Trigger 42. That
made it sound like there's like something really bad about the subreddit.
You already know how we feel about the subreddit. Yeah. This one is, what is your least favorite restaurant chain and why?
Least favorite restaurant chain?
Little Caesars.
Now, I think, dude, the Hot and Ready.
That was so genuine. Dude, you forgot about the Hot and Ready.
I just mean the Hot and Ready means that it's not the worst. You can't call it the worst.
I mean, I really hate Little Caesars, but well, let's weigh out our other options.
But the thing is that I do respect that, unlike Anomalisa, you stuck to your guns there.
Yeah, true.
But so there was a commercial campaign that I hated so much that it almost propelled one chain to be my least favorite, and it's Jersey Mike's.
No, those are dangerous words.
Here's the thing. I've never had Jersey Mike's, and it's because they had a commercial campaign that was on so frequently and was so aggravating that I just refused to ever eat there.
Really? I don't remember Jersey Mike's ever having commercials.
Yeah, it was like this guy doing this like soft, like speaking like thing where the sub was flying in the sky. It was awful.
Man.
It was awful. But there's one restaurant that I have to give the nod to, and it's Subway.
I was about to say, as soon as you said Jersey Mike's, I was like, okay, but we forgot about Subway. I am so glad that was like such an easy answer. Mm-hmm. Subway is most certainly the worst food chain.
Yeah, it is.
It's so bad.
It's not even close. It's really the worst food chain in existence.
Bad sandwiches, even if you get it your way, like your specific. Mm-hmm. They give you so many options to customize it, and even if you get the perfect thing, it's still ass.
Yep.
Even the chips, which are like already packaged, are bad. And the cookies.
The interior of the restaurants are awful.
The interior is shit. God, I hate Subway.
Yeah, it's terrible. And here's the messed up part is Subway has the most worldwide locations of any chain.
I know. They're everywhere. Dude, it's like Paris. I was like, I've escaped. And I was like walking down like to the Sacré-Cœur. And like there's all these like local places. I'm like, I'm in Europe. And there's a fucking Subway on the street.
Yeah.
In Paris. I was like, what? I know there's like McDonald's, but McDonald's is different there. Subway, I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is I like McDonald's kind of. Mm-hmm. And I also really like going to McDonald's in a bunch of different countries.
Yeah.
Because they all have slightly different food.
It's a little bit different, yeah.
But then also at the same time, when I'm like traveling for long periods of time, every now and then I'd go to a McDonald's just because I'm like, I just want McDonald's. Mm-hmm. And it is very much reminds me of America.
Yeah, it's usually pretty bad. Dude,
because they have random stuff on the menu, but at the same time, the hamburgers pretty much taste the same anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I had like, the thing is, it's like where I lived in Paris, the nearest place was McDonald's, and it's cheap. It's near me. It's open 24/7.
Yeah.
So when it's like I was hungry, because like the food there was expensive. It's not.
Paris is France in general is very expensive.
Yeah. So I was like, I frequented McDonald's a bit more than I wanted to, but I don't blame myself. Looking back at it, because it was the most like affordable, and it's better than American McDonald's by a little bit.
Yeah, it is more expensive than American McDonald's.
It is, but it was
by
still
maybe like 15% or so.
Still a little bit cheaper than the alternatives that were around.
Although, the one day I spent in Marseille in December, I did have a falafel for like €5, and it was really good.
Ooh, that sounds great. Yeah, but anyways, fuck Subway. And the whole Jared thing. I mean, there's just so many reasons. You know?
Yeah. I even forgot about that. That didn't even factor into me calling it the worst.
Right. But it's like, it's even like if, bad. It's pretty bad.
It really is, honestly, made it the name Jared just untouchable.
Mm-hmm. Which sucks for your brother, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, it's terrible for him.
Cool. Well, moving
Everyone
on.
always calls him Subway Jared.
Do they actually? That's an awful nickname. What did he do to get that nickname?
He just likes Subway a lot. Yeah, he just ate there all the time.
Subway Jared. Cool. Well, next question comes from. I just want to say though, like, let me get this out there. Get the Italian on white Mike's Way from Jersey Mike's, and you're in for a fantastic sandwich. It's so good if you get it Mike's Way. Anyway, you gotta get it Mike's Way. Mike's Way. Mike comes out from the bag and just douses it in like olive oil, and it's bad. So this next one comes from Paolo Poica, and it is: I find it sometimes hard to rate films since there are so many aspects that can wait. That you can wait. Enjoyment, technical achievements, your own situation in life/age, rewatchability. How do you give your ratings? Not best time to watch ranks, in parentheses. So
okay, sorry, I got very confused while you were reading that.
Oh yeah, I
realized that you were saying wait spelled WEIGHT.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that probably
not WAIT.
Yeah.
Then I was like, wait, what does that even mean?
Right. No. Basically, just asking.
So it's like that you can weigh. Okay,
yeah,
I got it.
weigh.
So it's saying that there's so many different factors that go into. Okay, yeah, I got it. I got it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I can go first.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm just gonna tear through. I'm just gonna punch a hole straight through this question.
Here we go.
I think that whenever you watch a film and give it a rating in your head, it really is you can't separate all of those factors that the person listed from the rating. You can't say that this isn't there are no objective ratings.
Yeah.
Everything is subjective. I mean, it's art, so art's always subjective, but especially, when you're factoring in your state of mind going into it. I mean, even like what you ate, like if you're feeling slightly sick, you're gonna like the film less.
Yep.
But yeah, like your mental state, like say something in your life specifically happened, and this film addresses that in some way, it's gonna make you feel a different way than if that thing never happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to answer the question, yeah, I mean it's kind of similar to in anthropology, the concept of cultural relativity, which means that you as an observer have to recognize the fact that your own life experiences are influencing how you perceive what you're watching.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I also, I agree that it would be very boring if you had a set way of critiquing a film or any piece of art for that matter. And like, depending on what you watch, you just kind of plug that into, because then it just becomes like mathematical and like, it really makes it unexciting. So I agree. It just straight out depends. I will say I try not to if it's like a physical thing to rate based off of that. But then again, it's like it's just usually it's my experience rather than the film sometimes.
Right. And like, for instance, I know as a person, I don't like vomiting based on what is on the screen. And that's why I gave Gummo only 2 stars.
Yeah, that's a reason.
Because it's a disgusting film.
Yeah. Okay. Also, yeah, because that then gets down to the point where a lot of people will come back and be like, "But that was intentional." And this gets down to like how I feel about films like Irreversible, which it's like it's like that film, because usually I will say something like something I do based off like how to rate a film a lot of the time is like, what was the director trying to do and did they succeed at it? And that's why people are like, oh yeah, Irreversible's like super disturbing to watch because like it's depicting sexual assault in that way. But I'm like, it depends on specific movies, factoring in like who the director is, like if it was a lazy execution or not, like what is the possible outcome of that, like what effect will that have on a fan base, like I don't know. There's a lot of different factors to weigh in on.
And I think that also it's interesting because honestly, if I was going to rate Gummo on like on Letterboxd, I give ratings just based on how I perceive the film, but not necessarily on how much I like the film. Now, obviously, that's a big factor on it.
Yeah.
But it's not the only factor. So Gummo, for instance, how much I would ever want to see it again is a half star. I'd never want to see it again. But I gave it 2 stars, and my review was, I get it, but I don't like it, or something like that.
Which is...
And it's like, because I can acknowledge that as a piece of art, it's not completely pointless, but I just really dislike it.
Yeah. Which is why it's like, I don't think anyone should be taking... I love Letterboxd, but no one should be taking it that seriously, because this isn't like Rotten Tomatoes where everyone's an approved critic. If you're like, if you do critique, like film criticism as your job, I feel like it's a bit different of a story, depending. It's like, it doesn't mean you're on a bigger platform than anybody else or that your opinion matters anymore, but it's like, that's your job, and it's like something...
Well, you have to think more about it, I think.
Yeah, it definitely...
Just because you could be trashing films and you actually are influencing people to not see it, and if it's a thoughtless review, you can trash a film if you genuinely think it's bad and deserves it, but you don't want to be flippant and just, not really care, and then you cause people not to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, I mean, to be fair, your job is in that vein where you are kind of a professional movie critic in a way.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I put down for TIFF press.
Yeah. But part of your whole persona is that you're not taking Letterboxd seriously.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I never, this is a great time to address this. I never, signed up for Letterboxd to put, well thought out thoughts on films. It is simply, like most people, just a place to keep a diary and jot down my thoughts. And I somehow... not miraculously, but have all these followers now, and the algorithm works in a way where my shit's at the top, and I can't help that. I'm no different from someone with 20 followers, where I'm just posting what I feel.
I mean, obviously I have a 50th of your followers on that, but it's still enough to where it's
your Ad Astra one is up there. Yeah, your Ad Astra is one of the top
reviews. Palm
reviews.
Springs one for a while was in the top 10.
Really? It's so funny.
Yeah. And I'm that's, in terms of the content, I have friends that actually post real reviews, and I feel bad that theirs will have no one will see them just because of how the algorithm works.
Yep.
And I'm
and that's not our fault.
My 10-word review where I'm just making one dumb joke is the 10th review, and I'm
yeah, there I am. Yeah, it's a weird... I still there's a lot to say about, I think, just criticism and how you got to go about it and how you respond to it. But at the end of the day, I just try not to overthink it. And I'm like an American Pickle. I'm I thought that just feels like a 3 out of 5 movie. But now after talking it through, it's a 3.5. And that's why it's all very pointless.
Yeah. And again, where I even said, I think if I was... if someone said make the most fair review possible, I think I would give it a 3.5. But I'm you know what? It's a Jew film.
Exactly. So yeah, that did more. That was one of our better answers. I feel like that was we actually had a discussion for once.
And we really could go a lot deeper into.
There's so much more to say about it. Yeah.
I think the next step for that conversation would be kind of the role and evolution of film criticism, where before it was limited to newspapers, and that was really, what would influence people on whether or not a film was worth seeing. And now with, everything being so readily available, you have thousands of people who see films earlier, right when they come out, and can give opinions.
Yeah.
And you can sort out what types of views you want. So you don't necessarily even though you're popular, need to give this review that you think is going to influence people, because they have so many other options for getting real, other thoughts.
Yes.
If that made sense.
Total sense. Yeah. Because nobody, I think, at least from my perspective, nobody is actually reaching out and reading reviews and watching movie review videos because they want to form an opinion based off that other person. They, most of the time, and again, from my experience, I watch them because I just either am very curious to see what someone has to say, or just see if they have any new input. So that's why I just think at the end of the day, the rating is so arbitrary, and because it's like, sure, that it's a way of like putting you somewhere, but most of the time it's just like, what do you have to add to the table?
Yeah. I mean, your job is effectively just someone who has an opinion, and people are interested in hearing that. It's not what the job of film criticism used to be, which was completely influence what films people saw.
Yep.
By being the only person that will like see these films early.
Yeah.
And you have every single person in your town read your review and decide what film they're going to go see based on that.
Yeah. And with that, I've really like, as it's grown, I've had to like really, I think it's beneficial to figure out why people are watching. Because I agree. Sometimes I really like, I actively don't put a lot of effort into what I'm saying, at least in my older videos. So it's like, yeah, sure, maybe I'm not bringing enough to the table. So I'm like, why are people watching it? And most of the time, it's just like delivery or personality. And that...
They like those pictures of you at like parks and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, wearing that like one striped shirt you have?
Yeah.
With the little like name tag thing?
Oh, yeah. We wore that, dude. Oh my God. I was just thinking about this.
You wore that to Sean Baker.
The Sean Baker thing. My outfit was insane that day. I had like the long light blue pants and that shirt, and I think like a hat. I was really like standing out.
I honestly don't know how Sean Baker didn't immediately say that he would be on this podcast when you asked him.
Honestly, it's
if
worth
I saw
reaching
that
out
fit,
again.
I would be like, you know what?
To be fair,
Yeah.
he technically said yes. He's like, I would love to. I have a new project coming up.
Yeah, he was working on something. That was a completely fair answer. I want to be clear. We're not trashing him at all.
No, we love Sean Baker.
I didn't talk to him. You talked to him, but he seemed very nice.
He was a very nice guy. I felt bad for all the people he had to talk. There were some annoying people in that line.
Yeah. But he talked to like every single person.
Which is why he's a great guy. He really cares about people, and that shows in his films. Moving on, we have another question. And this last one,
top 10 question answer of all time for us.
Definitely. This next one honestly might require me sharing my screen. Someone asked, oh God, I just closed the one tab I needed for this. Someone said we should take this character quit. Let me just pull it up. Go to new, and okay, do I have anything embarrassing on my screen? I don't. Let's share it. How do I share it again? Share screen. And Google Chrome and share. Oh God, I have to allow preferences. I'm probably gonna cut a lot of this.
Yeah, if you make me the host. Wait, but then you still get the recording?
Oh God, I have to quit Zoom if I want to do it. Wait. Oh wait, I could probably do it. Wait, share. There we go. Okay, sweet. So someone asked, where is it? View entire. Oh, you guys should take the movie character personality quiz that other YouTubers like Shaf and Nando are doing and discuss your answers. To be fair, I've never heard of this quiz, but yeah, we'll give it a shot. There is a lot of information. Let's just skip to the test instructions. The test is made of pairs of adjectives with a slider between them. For each pair, you must indicate. Okay, I think we get the point.
It should not be used for psychological advice.
Okay, how deep is this going to be? Do we want to? There's 30. Jesus Christ. So we're not going to do it for both of us. That would take all day. Are we even doing this?
Maybe we do you to like now, and I'll
the
next one.
Okay, cool. This feels like it's one of those personality quizzes. We'll go like 75, 77.
I mean, I think your job is like creator kind of, so I think that creative works,
Yeah. Probably should have gone bigger
fairly
than 75.
Social.
I'll go there. Nerd, jock, full jock.
I mean,
I'm kidding. Thing is, actually,
you honestly are 50-50.
Yeah, because I do like I'm pretty I just don't enjoy watching sports, but I love playing sports. So
Yeah.
I'll go 51% nerd, jock.
Yeah, that's about right.
I would say like maybe
56%,
like
60-40, something like
yeah. I'm really like not that masculine of a guy. Indulgent, sober. I mostly.
I'm gonna go.
Are we talking like literally like consumption of drugs and alcohol? I don't.
I mean,
I have a lot.
you know, when you at a party, I've seen you at parties.
You saw me at my worst, but we'll go.
We'll go 50-50. 50-50.
We're not gonna go 50-50. Okay.
Fine. 45-55 would be fine as well.
Yeah, we're gonna go this. That's pretty good.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Okay,
I you know what? I'm gonna give you credit. I'm gonna go like 85% stylish.
Okay, thank you. I do. I think I'm pretty.
I'm not gonna
stylish.
say you're the most stylish, but you're definitely more than average.
Genius dunce.
50-50.
We're going 50-50. Yeah. Demonic. 50-50.
You know, no. Honestly, no. You're probably 65 angelic.
I'll take it. Yeah. Emotional, logical, full emotional. I would say. Well,
no, I think like
90.
I think like, yeah,
this is literally the Myers-Briggs test, but with
But it's gonna give you like a BuzzFeed answer.
Yeah, I could not be more lenient. I feel like. I mean, I could because I'm not gonna go 100%.
Yeah,
but I'm a pretty lenient
I think,
guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh God, I'm such an outlaw. You know.
Not 100%. You're not 100% of an outlaw.
Selfish. You know what? We'll go dead center for this one.
No, I think. See, that's what an altruist would say.
Okay.
I'm gonna go like 65 altruistic for you.
Okay, I'm gonna take your word for it. We'll go 63. Lavish fruit. I mean,
I feel like you're.
I'm pretty lavish.
Yeah, you're kind of lavish. Like when I take that, I'm definitely gonna be on the frugal end.
Yeah. Meek. I'm not a bossy guy.
Yeah, you're not. No, that's fair.
I could not be less boss. Chaotic. Full. We'll go 96%. There's
that
nothing
works.
orderly about my setup. Fresh and stinky.
I'm gonna go like. I think that you're like. Well, okay. Remember, we did have that one thing where you said that you don't wash your legs in the shower.
Okay, someone on Patreon was like, "Hey, just wanted to check in and say, Karsten, you need to wash your legs."
That's what I'm saying.
For the record, I didn't start washing my legs after that. I still stand by the fact that I don't need to wash my legs.
Right. And
so
because of that, I think it's 50-50.
I think we'll go 72. I'm not full fresh because of that. But I keep it fresh.
Okay, you also don't wash your arms.
I do actually, like I will, like, because I focus on a few areas. Pits, neck, down there. And then I kind of just like disperse throughout.
But definitely not the legs is what we learned.
Well,
so.
the water will just, and the soap will run down.
I don't think you can really, in good conscience, go over 70% fresh.
Well, it's too late now. We'll go 50-50 for this one. I would say, I feel like I'm probably more skeptical. Yeah. We'll go 75. 75. I'm going to go 50-50. I'm going to keep myself.
I think you could go like 60 on charming.
Really? Okay, we'll go 60 on charming.
Cuz like I know some awkward people and they're awkward.
Yeah, they're real awkward.
Ivory Tower.
Yeah. Yeah. 50-50.
50-50.
50-50.
Which is funny because like 50-50 feels like that means beta.
Yeah. Dude,
but, like, you are 50-50.
Oh my God, I just realized this is the worst audio podcast. We've barely been saying the category.
Yeah, so maybe for the audio we cut this out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
It doesn't make sense because we're not reading the things, I guess.
No.
I'm just kind of saying them.
Yeah. I'll go 50-50
That's
for
a good point.
Yeah, I just realized that. Deep, shallow, I would also go 50-50. Because I get uncomfortable in deep situations, but So, but I also I like to talk it out, you know? So we'll keep it there.
Yeah.
Deranged.
I think reasonable. Like 70
Okay,
reasonable.
cool. A little bit deranged, though.
A little bit deranged.
24% Adventurous, stick in the mud. I am a pretty adventurous guy. I'm not that adventurous, but I'll go 89%.
That's fair.
If I have the chance, I will take the adventure. Feisty, gracious,
slightly
feisty. I'm
it's
pretty
like
feisty guy.
It's pretty middle-ish.
All right, we'll do 53. Yeah, creepy, disarming.
Oh, so yeah, hundo
So-
percent creepy.
We'll go.
No, I mean it's probably 85,
85%.
disarming.
Define creepy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah.
I look creepy, sure.
Yeah.
Obedient, rebellious.
A little rebellious, right?
Yeah, a little just a teaspoon.
Like a little bit.
I'm a pretty obedient guy, for the record. I'm an outlaw, but I'm a pretty obedient outlaw. You know.
Yeah.
You're
the sheriff of outlaws.
Yeah. Poisonous, nurturing. I
mean, I guess a little nurturing. If we had to pick,
Yeah.
those are two weird options.
If someone is should I make this bad decision? I'll be like, yeah. So I'm gonna go 55% poisonous. Depending on the decision, of course. Formal, intimate. I feel like I come across 60% intimate.
Maybe.
Let's go 52. Yeah. And loyal.
I think you're pretty loyal.
Yeah, okay, cool. We'll do 76. And lastly, arcane, mainstream. Pretty. I would say 75%.
Yeah, that's
Not
about
to toot
right.
my own horn here. Cool. Well, let's see what we got. You've completed this preview. Reasonably willing to rate
No,
some
get results
characters?
immediately.
Yeah. We're not. This is a podcast, right? Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. So it's loading. Oh my God.
What?
Yes. Oh my God, this is huge. What are the follow-ups?
Wow.
Oh my God, Ty Lee from Avatar. Oh my, Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City. Damien. Wow.
Wow.
Hey man,
Wait, from the Lion. Wait, what are you from the Lion
from
King?
the Lion King, Simba.
Oh, you're also George Weasley.
George Weasley. I'm Pippin. Damn.
Wow.
I'm Mia Wallace from Pulp Fiction.
Harry Potter.
Not to toot my own horn. I think I'm happy with this. I think
Of course you're happy.
to
with
be
this.
Lori, yeah.
Yeah, you're literally the most charming character in any film that came out last year.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, I'm happy with that. I'm excited to do yours.
So I don't know if we cut out this for the audio, we should probably just say what the quiz was and what your result was.
So we did cut it out. This is me cutting back. Because it was really bad in the audio, but I did get Theodore Lawrence from Little Women, which I think personally is the best case scenario for that test.
Yeah. What do you? If I take this next week, what do you think I'm gonna get?
Let me think on this. I see well, I don't want to say Jim from The Office, but I feel like you're a pretty reserved guy. I'm trying to think.
You're like Tom Hanks from Castaway.
Yeah. The Joker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jeff.
I think you're gonna get Sweeney Todd.
I've thought about this, Jeff. You're a very original guy. You're unlike anybody I know in a good way. So I have no idea where you could go. To be honest,
I guess stay tuned.
God, Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory.
Bazinga.
On that note, you know what?
That's
No.
the last slider. How much do you say? It's like Bazinga, not Bazinga. And I'm like 100% Bazinga.
You're like you're a character in an animated movie for sure. God. Oh, fucking Linguini from Ratatouille. Absolutely. And I don't think that's the first time I've called you that on this podcast, but you're like, yeah. Anyways,
You know what? Could be worse.
could be worse. Linguini. I would love to be Linguini.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. It could be all the things you said before that.
Well, that does it for questions. Lastly, we'd like to thank our patrons. Well, no, we read a review first.
I honestly forgot the order, so
Yeah,
let's do that.
Switches up every week. This one comes from we ask you guys to leave reviews, to encourage you guys to leave reviews. We love hearing what you guys have to say. This one comes from Yeth101. Subject line: big fan, 5 stars, and it goes, Hi, I love the show, love the hosts, love the discussions. Although I will say I found the 46-minute segment where Jeff describes how he would have passionate, intense sexual intercourse with Kevin the Minion from the 2015 Illumination film Minions a little odd. Yeah, I didn't read that one beforehand, but thanks, yeah.
I feel like I need to clarify that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. At this point, people will believe anything we do, so yeah. Jeff never did that. Because that's just too long to take up an episode. So I'd obviously cut it if it happened.
That was one of the Patreon episodes.
Great segue, because on that note, we would like to thank our patrons. And on that note, actually, we'd like to announce, hold on. Is it we're doing it on Monday? Yeah, we're doing it on Monday. So actually, never mind. It'll be too late by the time this comes out. But we are doing a hangout. But once again, it will have happened by the time this is out. So never mind.
We'll be doing. We're gonna try to shoot for one a month.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing more of them. So
going forward,
if you want in on that, I suggest becoming a patron. Plus, there's a lot more to it, and you'd be supporting us a lot. So. If you'd like to become a patron, go on to patreon.com/Karstcast, where you can get exclusive access to bonus episodes, Q&As, shout-outs at the end of every episode, and much more. So with all that said, thank you, Allison Grace, Andy Sposato, Annabelle Falk, Atticus Merwin, Blake Root, Boat, Brandon Yu, Brock Schultz, Camilla, Eden, Grant, Holly Edwards. I'm bored of reading, Jeff. I bet I could win in a staring contest. 3, 2, 1, go. Iron Tusk 93, Iva, Jacob Kolnis, John Van Hout, Joshua Kruzwicki, Josie Eiler, Liv, Rob, Lucian Vecina, Mally Marie, Overbow, Martin Deff, Marilee Borslow, Moses Ox, Pablo Patel, Ready Steady Ernie, Robert Burke, Sam Farr, Sophia Arieta. Stop copying me, other patrons. Super Califragilistic, Expialidocious, Smitty, Werben, Jager, Man Jensen, Toad Pimp, Vegard Strom, Vera S, and Yoki Sasquatch. Thank you guys. It's good news. We're getting a lot more patrons. Decent news is it's becoming a mouthful. So that's but that's
I hope
great.
they just start changing all of their names to just various like syllables.
God, yeah. So it's like or yeah. Or just,
like that, but then like a bunch more.
I was thinking for some reason like you meant like vowels. So it's just like thank you, oh, ooh. Anyways. The supercalifragilistic one was funny. I will say that. But anyways, thank you guys.
Are you saying none of the other ones are funny?
No.
Wow.
They didn't get a single chuckle out of me. So do better, you know? I'm kidding. Okay, it's a joke. I think that's it. I will say, Jeff, did you hear the new the new intro? I did like a new...
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I actually saw someone mention it in a comment somewhere.
You know, I don't know how I feel about it.
I think the only thing I saw was that they liked the old one better.
Yeah. Well,
And
someone
then
said...
when I saw that, I was like, wait, there's a new one?
Yeah, I tested something out where I wanted to be like NPR and be like, this week we're talking about... But I feel like it's not the vibe of the podcast, you know.
Do you like a Michael Barbaro
I don't know what that is.
from The Daily?
Oh, yeah, no, I don't. I listen to a different NPR podcast, I guess, but
That's the New York Times.
oh, okay. Well, I'm just out of it then. But
Yeah,
it's
you're out of
probably
the loop on the podcast loop.
I only listen to my own podcast, yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'll probably go back to the old intro. That was just a quick.
You know, it's a fun test.
yeah.
Every now and then you got to mix it up. Just like,
Yeah, definitely.
boom.
Yeah. Cool. Well, this has been going on for long enough.
This is a long.
This was a
been
long
one.
Oh God, it's okay. Well,
I mean, for sure, if you were listening to this to go to sleep, you're asleep. You've been asleep for
You've been
an
asleep.
hour.
Yeah. Jeff, do you have anything else to say? To be honest, that really threw me off. Saying that instead of catch you on the flip side really fucked me up.
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Flip side.